Shalom, giving all praises to Yahawah, Shemel, Shabbat, Shemukah, Qadash. Shalom to the 144,000 and the great multitude in Revelation chapter 7, verse 1 and down to verse 9 speaks about the great multitude. You have the 144,000, 12,000 out of each tribe, and then you have the rest of the elect that was delivered, that came out of great tribulation, which is the time of Jacob's trouble, which are the elect. So now we say, shalom to the hopeful, the 144,000 and the elect. And we have to be a part of the 144,000 because we can sing that song. We know the song. And the elect is no different. It's just an order. Anyway, I'm going to entitle this video, "And Your Daughters Shall Prophesy." And your daughters shall prophesy. This is from the sermon that Peter did in Acts, the 2nd chapter. And it said when during the time of the Pentecost, where you had Israelites that knew that they were Israelites from around outside of Palestine, the land of Israel, come for one of those 3 days. 3 days, Deuteronomy 16:16. You shall gather 3 times in a year. And the call is out to men, not to women, out to men. But what they had their women with them too. But the call was to men. So it says here, now this is what Peter did. He quoted, reiterated what Joel said in Joel, the 2nd chapter. So it says this. So we're in that time. We're truly in that time. We're truly in that time of the last days. It says in the 17th verse, Acts 2, verse 17, "And it shall come to pass in the last days," we're in the last days of the last days, saith the Most High, "I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, and your young men shall see visions, and your old men shall dream dreams." So, you have individuals who might have children that are prophesy. Like one example is one of the brothers, up and coming elders, that he's in a New York camp. He had his daughter, which I believe she was 2, 3 years old, and she saw a likeness of Yahawashi on the brother's book. And she said, "I saw him. He's coming back. He's coming soon." So she didn't really know what she was saying. She was, what, 2, 3 years old? Amawan Gabar is his name. Y'all watch his videos. Anyway, he had did a video on it, and I had mentioned, the next camp, I had mentioned it to him, and I said, "Well, that's good. The Spirit is working with your daughter." And he had told, his household, he told the daughter, and he had his daughter say shalom to myself. So I remember that. And I said, definitely, when he told me that, when he did the video, I said, definitely that was a spirit on her. That's why it says sons, and then it says young men. So you can have children that are 2, 3 years old that can talk, and they'll see things. So, but what I really want to get into is the main topic is, "And your daughters shall prophesy." what does that mean? Or what does that really mean? Because you're going to have women out there saying they go out there teaching men, being over men, and you get on them and they can bring out the scripture saying, well, look, we're going to prophesy. Well, I'm going to tell you what prophesy means. It means to see things before they come. In other words, you have a dream or a vision. It doesn't mean going out on the highways and the byways. So now the spirit, you can be fed of the spirit from the left-hand side or the right-hand side, or both at different times. And I'm gonna prove that. Remember the demons, when they saw Yahawashi to cast out the demons, they identified them. They knew exactly who that was. They knew the order in the heavens. They knew you had Yahawah, the Father, you had the Son, Yahawashi, you had the Holy Spirit, which represents the angels, so you can understand, which in the heavens, in the spiritual realm, you have a left-hand side, a right-hand side, and a left-hand side. It tells you that in the book of Job, first Job chapter 1 and Job chapter 2. It tells you the angels on the left-hand side, the spirits on the left-hand side, and the spirits on the right-hand side, and that they're all sons of the Most High. All the angels, all the demons are sons of the Most High. And they're in order. These demons are in order. That's why they didn't buck up against what Yahawashi did. And they begged, could you please allow us to go into those the swine? Because they understood power. Not like some of you niggas down here on earth. Them demons understand power. And they know us. Ain't like Bumpy Knuckles said. He said, they know me. They know me. Well, guess what? The demons know us. They know me. They know Apostle Tahar. They know the other apostles. They know General Yohana. They know Alizar. They know Bishop Nate. They know, name them brothers that are out there that you know of that's constantly putting up videos. They know all of us. They know the seven. They know the seven. They know Ariyah. They know, they know all of them, man. They know all the ones that came in, and they know all the ones that left and went back out into the world because they jumped back on their asses. So anyway, when it means, and your daughters shall prophesy, it means they're going to have a vision or a dream, and they're normally going to tell it to their husband, and their husband might decipher it or might go to somebody over him. My woman had a dream about such and such. And then I might just say, well, that means this and this means that. Now, I remember I used to go to Mo, and if I had certain dreams, I would tell Mo, and he would tell me right on the spot. He said, well, that means this is going to happen. And it would happen, And my woman had a dream, and she met Mo one time for about 2 seconds. And maybe a couple of years later, she had a dream and saw him and described him. She forgot his name. And she said, I saw that man in a dream, and I heard behind him a voice saying, King David, this is King David, this is King David. So that was a time where you had that first split. And it was shaky at that time. And when Mo, Masha was, down in the spirit. So I told him that dream. And then he told me, he said, tell your wife, thank you for having that dream. I said, I ain't gonna tell her shit. I said, cause she didn't come up with the dream. The Most High used her as a vessel. So I ain't gotta tell her a damn thing. So he got a little carnal, and then lifted up his spirit. I mean, I can go into dreams. I used to have a lot of dreams. My demon used to have a lot of dreams. She don't got him no more. But she used to have dreams of the destruction. She had dreams of the ships. She had dreams that she was beamed up into a ship with other Israelites. And I said, what kind of people went into the ships? Because she don't know nothing about it. She knows she's an Israelite, but she don't know all the details of who Edom is and all that. So I said, well, who was getting beamed up in the ship? She said, blacks, Jamaicans, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Mexicans, anybody can get it. Anyway, inside joke. But and I said, well, who was getting killed? She said, white people. So that was she definitely had a whole heap of visions, but she didn't, that meant she prophesied. So now this is what I'm going to do. So your children, you might have a 3-year-old or 4-year-old say something to you. Listen to your children, because they could have had a dream and you don't pay them no attention. They say something that you know is biblical, then that was a dream. That was a vision that they had. So now, to show you that the demons know us, the demons knew the apostles, the demons knew the prophets, the demons damn sure knew who Paul was, because the vagabond Jew with the 7 sons, Sceva, he called on the name Yahawashi to rebuke the demons. And he said, I adjure you in the name of Yahawah, he said Yahawashi, which Paul taught to me, or something to that effect. I'm not going to go to it. It's also in the book of Acts. And the demon said, Paul, Yahawashi, I know, and Paul, I know, but who are you? And what did the demons do? Jumped on him and beat the clothes off of him. Because just because you know the name of the Most High, there's power in the name. But guess what? You got to be connected to that power. There's a movie out, which was a flop, but it was a good movie to me. It was a great, like a superhero movie. Was it the Green Lantern? I don't know if y'all saw that. Let me know in the comment section if you saw the movie. I didn't see it in the theaters, but that's one of the best so-called superhero movies out there, because he was chosen to have that power. But when he got the power, he tried to bring the power and he couldn't bring it. Sometimes he can bring it and sometimes he couldn't bring it. I mean, that whole movie was spiritual, man. And the whole movie was about honor. And I said, well, that's Israel right there. And he didn't even know why he had this power. And then he began to know and understand that he was chosen and he was given this power. But in the beginning, he didn't have control over the power. He had to grow into the power. Was this TV show about this superhero that used to fly, and he couldn't fly right. So the lyrics of the opening song was, believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I'm pretty sure Apostle Gabar is going to speak on it, because Apostle Gabar had a dream when he had a dream about himself and Apostle Ramlab. And he said that they got the spiritual power, and Apostle Gabar realized he had spiritual power. So he said, I'm going to fly. And then he started flying. And then Apostle Ramlab tried to fly with him, but he was flying like the guy in that TV show. I forget the name of that show. But like I said, the theme song is, believe it or not, I'm walking on air. Blah, 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 whatever. I can't sing. And he said, Apostle Ramlab was flying all crazy. He's bumping into walls. And he's flying like Hancock, which is another great movie. They could have made a franchise out of that movie, man. They could have had a part 2, part 3, a sequel, a prequel. That was a beautiful concept of that movie, man. Because when he was flying, he was knocking shit over. And the mayor of Los Angeles kicked him out the city because he would get the bad guys, but he was always fuck shit up. And was showing the awesome power that this man had. And we're going to get that power. So anyway, going back to the dream, Apostle Gabar had to, rebuke him. And then eventually he started flying. I used to have dreams of flying. I used to astral project. Look that up. Not because I wanted to, but I used to astral project when I was younger, when I was in the truth. But anyway, the Most High gonna open up these spirits, man. You guys that fell off, bro, that's just too damn bad. Because it's not gonna end well for y'all. You're just gonna have to wait, come back as a newborn baby with your goddamn head down. So anyway, the demons know who the righteous men of the Lord are, and sometimes the demons speak through people to let them know that's a man of the Lord. So let me go to this. Acts 16 and 16. And a lot of y'all know this story, but I'm just kind of going over it just to show you how the power works, and that there's a demon could be talking through somebody, and a demon could be telling the truth. Just because a demon is a demon doesn't mean he's always lying, right? But he is a lying spirit. But sometimes demons tell the truth. I gave you 2 examples. I gave you the example of Yahawashi. I'm giving you the example of the vagabond Jews, Sceva and his 7 sons. I believe he had 7 sons. They knew who Paul was. They knew who Yahawashi was. Because they commune back and forth in the heavens. Go back to Job 1 and Job 2. It says that the spiritual demon Satan was going back and forth into the earth, back to the heavens, back down into the earth. So the other demons do that too. How you think they possess people? Because they come down here on the earth. So now let me just read this. And it came to pass, as we went to prayer, a certain damsel possessed with a spirit of divination. This was a demon, and she can read this master had she can read people's future, but they'll be true. She would tell people stuff that's true because she actually had a demon on her. So her master said, well, I'm gonna make this a lucrative thing. I'm gonna make money off of her. It says, let me read again. And it came to pass, as we went to prayer, a certain damsel, I'm gonna look up the word damsel, possessed with a spirit of divination, a demon, met us, which brought her master much gain by soothsaying. I'm gonna pick out some words. I'm gonna go into the word damsel. I'm gonna go into the word, maybe I'll go into the word damsel and soothsaying. Soothsaying. Soothsaying is another way of saying prophesy. Prove that. It says, the same followed Paul and us, the rest of the men that were with Paul, and cried, saying, this is a demon talking, these men are the servants of the Most High Power, which show unto us. She was an Israelite. And this also, the master was what? The master was an Israelite, the damsel was an Israelite, and the master purchased the damsel from another Israelite man, which was his daughter. But she had demons on her. That's in, what is that, Exodus? It's either Exodus 21 or, matter of fact, I believe it's Exodus 21, where you had, and I said this before, you had certain Israelite men that sold their daughters to other Israelite men for payment, and that the new master can either pop the girl, whether she liked it or not. They had limited rights. They had rights, but they had limited rights. Men back there had more rights. No such thing as equal rights. A man had more rights than a woman. Or the new master could take the Israelite woman and say, I'm going to let you get with my son because my son is about the same age as you. And she can't say, well, I like you. I like you, daddy. No, she can't say that because she was a servant for life. She was a servant unto this man for life. So this applies to the law. I believe it's Exodus 21, if I'm not mistaken. If it's not Exodus 21, it's Leviticus, but I'm positive it's Exodus 21, which I may go into it because there's a big back and forth with Sarnetta and these different other Israelites that can't sing, going back and forth with Sarnetta, and Sarnetta is, with the help of the Pashadah, is coming against them and showing them in the scriptures. And it's a goddamn shame that you got a heathen by the name of Sarnetta that's cutting them guys with the scriptures. And they all fill it with emotions. Because they ain't singing the song right. They ain't singing the song right. You don't sing the song right, that's death. Most High can fuck you up. So let me keep reading. 17 verse again. The same followed Paul and in us and cried, saying, these men are the servants of the Most High Power, which show unto us, proving that she was an Israelite, proving that her master was an Israelite, but he was a wicked Israelite, the way of what? Salvation. Who's the only one that's going to be shown the way of salvation? It's only Israelites. And salvation only applies to the Israelite, the elect in America, because salvation means being saved from impending dangers. It's not talking about, you got the IUIC out there in Africa. Ain't nothing panning out in Africa. Ain't a damn thing panning out. You're going to get a bunch of scragglers and shit. You don't got to go over to goddamn Africa. Our job is right here in this is the altar. This is the altar. Africa's not the altar. Read Isaiah chapter 19, the whole chapter. I was talking about America. Ain't no people in Africa have to be saved. The people that's going to be saved are the ones that are in America being saved from what? The nuclear destruction. That's why our Lord said, the place where the worm dieth not, meaning parabolic for there's going to be a lot of death and the fire cannot be quenched. What was he talking about? Christians say he's talking about hell. But wait a minute, a worm would die in hell just like your ass would die. You burn up. The place where the worm dieth not is talking about there's going to be a lot of death. The only thing that's going to be alive is them worms and them parasites eating your ass, because your immune system is turned off. You got parasites all over you, all inside of you. I'm doing a parasitic cleanse right now. I'm coming to day 2. Anyway, let me keep reading. The same follow Paul and us, cried, saying, these men are the servants of the Most High. We're not equal to the Most High. We're not subcontractors to the Most High. We are servants, aka slaves to the Most High. I may pick this word up. That's why you niggas got to go into these words, man. That's why you can't sing the song. Well, number one reason why you can't sing the song is because you're not of the elect. You're not of the 144,000. We're going to start using the 144,000 more often from now on. Because 144,000 is over the rest of the elect. There's an order. Now, listen to this. 18th verse. Now, you would think that the Apostle Paul would encourage you to keep saying that. But this is not about advertising. The only thing we're here to do is to speak to the elect. That's it. It says, in this did she many days. But Paul being grieved, why was Paul grieved? He should have encouraged her. Yeah, keep saying it. It's free advertising. Turned and said to the Spirit, I command thee in the name of Yahawashi HaMashiach. He didn't say Jesus the Christ. He didn't say Most High and Christ blessed. He said Yahawashi HaMashiach. To come out of her, and the demon was a he, and he came out the same hour. 19th verse, and when her masters, well, she had more than masters. So a bunch of wicked niggas using that girl to make money, saw that the hope of their gains was gone. We ain't making no more money. They caught him. They caught him and Silas and drew them into the marketplace. What I say in the previous video, what is the marketplace? If you look that word up, if you niggas would look up words, you would see that word there is agora, unto the rulers. Let's look that up. Let's look it up. Start looking up your words, man. That's why y'all fucked up over the grape doctrine, because you don't want to look up words. Because you can't sing the song. That's a new one. That's a new one we wrote. You can't sing the song. What does it say? Marketplace? What did I say it was going to be? Did I say it was agora? Now let's see how this devil says it.
Strong's G58, agara. Agara.
He says agara, I say agora. What does the word agora mean? The marketplace. G58. So these masters of that woman caught them, Paul and Silas, and what did they do? They brought them to the judge, right? That's why it says, what does it say in Matthew? It says, I can't think of it. It's a famous saying. Agree with thy adversary quickly, or in other words, they summoned him. They put a summons out on him. They said, look, man, we're going to take you to a judge because you messed up our money. Basically, that was a lawsuit. That was a lawsuit. So let's click on this because we're learning words. Learn etymology so you can become deeper in your studies. You might want to deal with that in your studies, inside joke. If you know what movie I'm quoting from, you damn good. Agora, right? Any assembly, especially of the people, the place of assembly for public debating, because debating was free. You didn't have to go, you got to pay $30. See, no, there wasn't no pay. This ain't a money-making venture. Debates was done in the open. Anybody can see it was for free. For elections, that's why on TV, they show you everything about every stage of an election process, right? For trials, that's why you can go in any court in America and you can walk right into a murder case. You can walk in, the doors are open. It says for buying and selling, that's where your businesses are. For all kinds of businesses, marketplace, street. Let's come back over here. There's lessons within lessons, and I'm trying to help you dudes out there to look up your words. I'm trying to help you be more like a scholar and stop being like an emotional Christian. You just read a scripture in English and then you argue it. And then somebody goes into the Greek or the Hebrew and we ain't dealing with that. Well, I don't know Hebrew. Well, then you ain't no scholar. You got no business being. A lot of you guys are out there on the streets. You don't even know what the hell you're doing. And you're not singing, you out there singing a song all wrong, sounding like Whitney Houston in Australia. So let's come on back. I'm a little all over the place, but there's lessons within lessons. And it came to pass as we went to prayer, a certain damsel. Let's look up the word damsel. The word damsel from the Greek. When you see the G, you know that means Greek. Paidiske, Paidiske, a young girl, damsel, a maid, servant, a young female slave, a maid, she was an Israelite, a maid servant who has charge of the door. It says bondmaid, damsel, maid, bondwoman, maiden. Now this goes, like maiden goes with the word ayalama in the Hebrew. So let's go to the root of that word.
G 3816. Nice.
Okay, it says a child, boy or girl. It goes hand in hand with you have another word in the Greek for woman. Let me show you that. So this word right here, let me come back. Trying to help you, I'm trying to teach you, I'm trying to learn you these I'm trying to teach you about root words. You ain't on no level if you don't go into the root words. Well, I'm reading in the King James Version. Yeah, but what does it say in the Hebrew? What's the root word? So this word could have been here in Matthew's 1 when it speaks about Mary. They could have just used this word. They could have used this word. Let me let you hear. Let me say it again. Now in Matthew's 1, when it speaks about a virgin, they should have put this word. They should have put this word here, paidiske. That's the word that they should have put there. Because a damsel is a woman of marriageable age, meaning a woman in her experienced puberty, 12, 13, 14 years old. See, it says a damsel. And right here it says a maid. There cometh one of the maids of the high priest. And the maid, so that word should have been there. The word that was put there. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go get it. Let me do this. Let me go to Matthew. Matthew 1. Okay, let me see. Let me do this. I want to click on the word virgin. Bear with me for a minute. Okay, so it's in Matthew's 1, chapter 1, one time, 23rd verse. Behold, a virgin shall be with child and shall bring forth his son, and they shall call his name Emmanuel, which means God with us. God the Son, so you can understand, which being interpreted is God with us. Right, I'm now Allah. I'm meaning with, Nawa meaning our or us, and Allah or El means God. With us, God, or God with us. Behold, a virgin. Let's click on his word. So you go into these root words, then you know the song. Then you understand the song. You can sing the song. So you guys cannot sing the song, man. Parthenos. Maiden. Now, this word Parthenos means a woman that's never been touched. A woman who has never had sexual intercourse with a man, which the equivalent should be bathwala in the Hebrew, which means a woman that never been touched. So now if they were to translate it correctly, that shows you that these translators under King James, they went off on a lot of things. That's why when you go to the red book, the red Bible, it says in the front of the book, it says translated under the order King James, that was continuously searched and revised. So they made certain mistakes. So they had to go back, and then they had to rewrite things. They had to change certain things. So you got to go into them. You got to know some Hebrew and some Greek. So Christians, they'll say, well, the word virgin there, and the word virgin is in the book of Isaiah. Well, there's two different words. The word ayalama should be this word. Where am I? Okay, I think I went too far back. No, I'm sorry. Not another. Like I said, the word that should have been there was the word damsel or maid, which is the word paidiske. So that's the word that should have been there. That's the word that should have been there. Because this is the Greek equivalent to the Hebrew word ayalama. Because even Apostle Rawchaa, Apostle Ramla, he used another word. Let me give you that word. The word is woman. That could have been in there too, but a better word that should have been in Matthew's 121 was this word right here. Pahadiske. That's the word that should have been there. That's the Greek equivalent to the Hebrew word ayalama. A young woman of marriageable age. Let me come over here. I'm going to take you to the New Testament. Okay, let's see what this says. Mark 10 and 12, 10 verse 12. This is the word right here. Yeah, gune, which means a woman of any age, whether virgin or married, or a widow, a wife, or a betrothed woman. So that word could been there and should have been there in Matthew chapter 123, but this is a better word. So they went off on that. Give me a second. Gotta find that word again. There's the word here. Paidiske. Paidiske. That means a young woman of marriageable age. Whether somebody's having sex with her and she's pregnant or she's engaged. That's the equivalent to that word. So that would make more sense for this word to be there. But then you have the other word for woman too. Show you that them translators, they went off. They went off. So let's come back over here. Let me get ready to close it. And a certain damsel possessed with a spirit of divination met us, which brought her masters much gain by soothsaying. So now let's look up the word soothsaying, and it means to prophesy. Because demons prophesy too. See, demons can see in the future because the Most High appoints demons to do things to fulfill prophecy. He appoints the righteous angels to do certain things, and he appoints the left-hand angels to do certain things to make prophecy happen. See, and churches can't see that, man. So let's listen to the word. Mantuamai, which means what? To act as a seer. What is a seer? We're going to look it up. Deliver an oracle, prophecy, divine. So how did the demons know that know who Yahawashi was and who Paul was and who Silas was? How did the demon know that? Because they're privy to the Most High secrets. To act as a what? A seer. Prophecy. Let's look up the word seer. The importance of root words. I think I'm going to retitle this video. Okay, seer. I am the seer. Art not thou a seer? So I want to click on this word. See, that's why them churches can't F with us. You know what I want to say? Because when you go deep on them, they get lost. And that includes vocab. He's trying to get slick too. He can't mess with the Hebrew. He knows a little bit of Greek. So this is the word for seer, right? The word is in the Hebrew, ra'ah, which means to see. Seer is somebody that sees. A seer means somebody that sees. Seer, prophet, prophetic vision. And this is what I wanted. 1 Samuel 9, verse 9. Before time in Yashar'Allah, when a man went to inquire of the Most High, and Ariah used to always teach this, when Rebecca was pregnant with Jacob and Esau, she wanted to know why there was some struggling, so she went to inquire the Lord. So Ariah said she went to a seer, and the Lord spoke to the seer and told her what was going on in her womb. High priest Ariah used to always teach it that way. And then he used to always come with this scripture. So, you know, we're going over the Christians' heads right now. And you Israelites out there that can't sing a lick. 1 Samuel 9, verse 9, before time in Israel, when a man went to inquire of the Most High and the woman, in the case of Rebecca, thus he spake, come and let us go to the seer. For he that is now called a prophet was before time called a seer. What does the word seer mean? In the Hebrew, to see something. I see something. The Hebrew word is ra'ah. So if you read in the Hebrew, let me put some Hebrew words in there. It said, before time in Yashar'Allah, when a man went to inquire of Yahawah, Yahawah, thus he spake, come and let us go to the ra'ah. Or you could say rawa'ah, which means seeing or seer. So this spirit of divination really was telling the truth. The spirit of divination in that woman, that maiden, that demon was prophesying. They said, these are the men that's going to save us and, you know, bring salvation to us. So the demon knew what the salvation was. He was privy to the fact that it was America going to be destroyed. The place where the worm dieth not, and the fire cannot be quenched. What fire? The nuclear fire. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom.